Welcome to Vision by Shaylee. Wherever we see or hear the name of the Central European country of Switzerland, our mind immediately thinks of branded watches, delicious chocolate, the Swiss Alps, and all the fascinating scenery that can be found there. Did you know that this country remained neutral into great wars of the 20th century? When hardly any country has been neutral, such a neutral and peaceful country, but every third citizen has a weapon today. What is the reason behind this? Can the citizens here also challenge the law made by the parliament and even the constitution? Why can't the Swiss name their own children? Answers to all these interesting questions and some more facts that you may not know. We will tell you all these things in this video today. Let's find out. The Swiss nation, seemingly peaceful and conflict-free for the past 5 centuries, has a high rate of firearm ownership. Every third citizen of Switzerland must have some form of firearm, but the interesting thing is that despite this, the crime rate here is very low or non-existent. If it is compared with the United States, the number of deaths from guns is 10 times less in terms of percentage. Why do the Swiss people have so many weapons? This is because every male citizen is required by law to join the military service temporarily. When citizens complete this service, they also carry their used guns or pistols. Apart from this, Swiss residents, even those foreigners who are not citizens here, also get a permit to keep weapons. According to Swiss law, Swiss citizens cannot name their newborn child at their will. Rather, they have to take approval from the relevant authorities to keep this name. According to this interesting law, the Swiss government can reject any name that is harmful to the child, or after that make a bad impact on his personality. Officials approve a name only after examining all aspects. An interesting incident in the application of this law happened when Swiss musician Christine Leuterberg had to change her daughter's name 3 times. According to Swiss law, citizens can challenge any law passed by the parliament. Citizens can even initiate a constitutional amendment process. The procedure is that if a Swiss citizen believes that a piece of legislation has not been passed properly, the citizen has the right to challenge it. For that, he has to get 50,000 signatures from ordinary Swiss citizens against this law within 100 days. After that, a referendum will be held at the national level. If the majority vote is against this legislation, then this law cannot be implemented. Similarly, if a Swiss citizen wants to amend the country's constitution or wishes to stop the implementation of any modification, the process is the same. Only here instead of 50,000, 1 lakh signatures are required. Switzerland's government affairs are not run by a single person. Rather, this task rests with a 7-member executive council. This council is responsible for the federal administration, where each person is the head of the respective department. However, one of these 7 members is elected as the president of the Swiss Confederation for 1 year. Remember that he cannot be called head of state. Rather, this entire council holds the status of head of state. However, it can be said that the president is first among equals, but he doesn't have any special extra options. According to Swiss law, if a person is considering suicide, he can seek help from a physician or doctor. The doctor will prescribe him medicine by using which the person can take his own life, but he has to use this medicine himself. This type of suicide is called physician-assisted suicide. People who visit Switzerland for this purpose are called suicide tourists. It is also legal to do so in Germany, Luxembourg, Italy, New Zealand, Canada, and some US states. Chocolate is enjoyed in every corner of the world, but the Swiss have the highest per capita annual chocolate consumption in the world. A Swiss citizen eats about 25 pounds of chocolate annually. The second place on this list comes from the United States, where every citizen consumes 20 pounds of chocolate annually. In 1875, the world's first milk chocolate was produced by Daniel Peter, a Swiss citizen, together with Henry Nestle. The ancestors of Milton Hershey, the owner of the famous American chocolate company Hershey, were also Swiss. The Swiss not only eat chocolate with passion but also export it to other countries of the world. If you are anywhere in Switzerland and walk in any direction, you will be greeted by a lake, large or small, within 10 miles at most 10 miles, covering an area of 41,000 square kilometers. There are thousands of small and large lakes in this country, which adds to the beauty of this country. Although the country is very small in area, Switzerland, also known as the Alpine nation, has the highest mountains and mountain peaks of any other European country. There are not many high mountains like in Pakistan and Nepal, but the number of mountains 4,000 meters above sea level is 48. Due to the beauty of Switzerland, more than 800 Bollywood and countless Hollywood movies have been shot in Switzerland. Animal rights are also taken seriously in Switzerland. According to Swiss law, if you want to keep certain animals here, you are required to keep at least two, a pair, so that they can keep each other company in your absence. Apart from this, regular classes and seminars are conducted for pet owners, where the methods of feeding and caring for these animals are explained, but also remember that you have to pay tax to the government to keep a dog in Switzerland, and it also has to be registered. Here a fisherman was once sued just because he took too long to catch a fish, due to which the fish had to suffer. The first developments in Switzerland's policy of pacifism and neutrality took place in the 16th century when the Swiss Confederation was defeated by France in the Battle of Marignano in 1515. After the defeat, the Confederacy abandoned its expansionist policies, and for the sake of its own security and interest, it adopted a policy of avoiding any future conflict. After that, at the end of the 18th century, French warrior Napoleon attacked Switzerland and made it a subordinate state, but after Napoleon's defeat in the Battle of Waterloo, the major European powers felt that Switzerland's neutrality was beneficial to them because Switzerland can act as a buffer zone between these states. Switzerland maintained its neutrality during World War I and World War II. Switzerland has definitely prepared to deal with any war situation. A large number of bunkers, etc., have been built here, where the availability of food and other facilities for the citizens has also been made. Many major international organizations have their headquarters in Switzerland because of the long-term peace efforts, which include World Health Organization, World Economic Forum, World Trade Organization, and the Red Cross, an international human rights organization, is also headquartered in Geneva. While the founder of this organization was a Swiss and a French citizen, both jointly received the first Nobel Peace Prize in 1901. Apart from this, the headquarters of FIFA is also in Switzerland. Following its neutrality policy for centuries, Switzerland has never become a member of NATO or the EU. Switzerland is an expensive country, but here you definitely get value for the price. Workers here are well paid, especially teaching here is a highly paid job compared to all other countries. Swiss teachers in some fields earn up to $100,000 a year. The unemployment rate here is less than 5%. Switzerland ranks third in the list of happiest countries after Finland and Denmark. Whereas in average life expectancy, the number of Swiss citizens is the fourth in the world. Its total population consists of 9 million people. If you wish to obtain Swiss citizenship, you must spend 10 years here as well as learn one of the 4 national languages, and these 4 do not include English. In this sense, obtaining Swiss citizenship is somewhat difficult. Europe's highest railway station is located in the Swiss Alps, which is at an altitude of 3,500 meters above sea level. Switzerland borders Germany, France, Italy, Austria, and Liechtenstein. Switzerland's relations with neighboring countries are very good, but on 3 occasions, the Swiss army has mistakenly invaded the neighboring state of Liechtenstein, the results of which were not dangerous at all. The last incident of this interesting invasion happened in 2007. Rolex, Tag Heuer, Omega, and Zenith are Swiss watch brands, while the most famous product in Switzerland is the Swiss Army knife. According to a report published in 2022, the Swiss are the most innovative nation in the world, while the United States ranks second in the Global Innovation Index. Due to strict privacy and low financial risk, Swiss banks are known worldwide for hiding black money. This is the reason why people from all over the world, including Pakistan, cannot justify their money, or they cannot tell its source. They deposit their money in Swiss banks. Legendary comedian Charlie Chaplin spent the last 25 years of his life in Switzerland. After his death, he was buried here. A group of Swiss mechanics stole his body and tried to extort money from the family, but they cannot be successful. After the body was recovered, it was reburied here. How did you find this interesting video about Switzerland? Apart from this, if there is any interesting thing that we have missed and you know, share it with us.